I'm now joined by Saïd Zouaghi from Keyword Studios. How are you doing today?
Very good. Thank you, James. How are you?
I understand you did a panel yesterday, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
So what were you folks talking about?
So we were talking about the power of AI and automation in player support.
Right. Now, we've been talking about AI to a lot of people. Before we do that, what does Keyword Studio do as a whole? Because you've got quite a big remit, haven't you?
Yes, we do. So Keyword Studios is an end-to-end service provider to the gaming industry. We offer services to help publishers and developers design and develop their games, launch in global markets, and then engage with the communities of players that play them. There's about 12,000 of us across 70 studios all across the world. So we support the full game development cycle.
And you focus specifically on the kind of the communities and the support stuff, is that right?
Yes, that's right. I represent what we call player engagement, which is basically all services related to player support, trust and safety, community management, and also our proprietary player support technology platform called HelpShift, which we acquired in December of last year.
So you have a more like one-to-one connection with the actual players themselves. We talk to a lot of advertising companies, and that's exclusively what they deal with in UA and whatnot. But for yourselves, I'm interested to hear that there's been a downturn in the industry. We all know for the first time it's contracted a little bit and spending is down a touch. Have you seen that from your interactions, from the feedback and the kind of responses and questions you get from the players? Are you seeing this reflected in what they're saying or what they're complaining about?
Yeah, I think not so much on the player side, more on the developer side. We are seeing that there's more players, but they're spending less on average. So that brings new challenges, especially for the developers and the publishers in managing those increased support volumes, finding clever ways to deal with them, using automation and also machine translation. But also valuing and treasuring their most loyal customers in a different way, right? So it's segmenting the way that they deal with their different communities.
Sure. Well, we've been asking everybody about AI, and your talk was about the way AI can be used to aid customer support. When I hear, and I think when a lot of people hear the idea of like automated response services and all that stuff, we tend to, there's an involuntary eye twitch, and everyone goes, "Oh no, I just want to speak to a human." It's only going to appear more and more. So how do you implement those systems in a way that is actually helpful as opposed to frustrating? And how does AI going to help with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I can immediately, while you mentioned that, an interaction came to mind that I've had recently with a bank.
You've all had the trauma.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's key to be intentional about the design of the experience and really think about the different issue types that your players are going to experience and are going to come to you with. And obviously, this is an ongoing process, right? This is not something that you do and forget about. It's not a checkbox. It's something that you have to continuously work on and improve, just to make sure that your players always feel like you're concerned about getting their issue resolved and getting them back into the game. And then in addition, I think it's always important, that's something that we always recommend to our clients, is make sure that at any time throughout the support experience, the player can say, "You know what, I can't do this, I want to talk to an agent." So always have that button there and have them connect to an agent, even if you're not able to give them live support, even if you're not able to immediately make an agent available to them, give them the option to go through the agent.
Gotcha. And I know that as part of the kind of end-to-end development, localization, everything that you guys offer, localization is a part of the services you provide. So I'm guessing that providing these kind of responses in the correct language for the correct region is also important. And
yeah, absolutely. We've done some research into this, and we've found that that globally, only 25% of players are comfortable receiving support in English. All of the rest, like the other 75%, really prefer to receive support in their own language, even if that language is not perfect, right? So we strongly believe that players, that it's more important for them to get a quick answer in their own language, then a quick resolution in their own language, than that it's linguistically perfect. So that's why we've really invested in this solution of HelpShift, which is our player support platform, and our proprietary machine translation technology, which is called Language AI, which is another company we acquired a few years ago. And that integration really allows agents to communicate with players in any language by being supported with machine translation.
Right. I've been asking folks a question about Phil Spencer. He said that he wanted Microsoft to have more presence on mobile, and how would you go about doing that? And I've been talking to a lot of people who are involved in UA and things like that. From your perspective, with the support services that you run, what do you feel is the biggest difference between running support for mobile games and mobile apps and services versus the support systems they might use on a Steam or a Windows or a console game? Is there a difference at all, or is it the same thing?
Yeah, so I think high level, the principles are the same that you have to keep in mind to put together a solid support experience. But on mobile, it's even more important to get people a response quickly, because the attention span, it's the home of casual gaming, right? Like the attention span of people on mobile is zero, pretty much. Like if you don't give them a solution immediately, they've either churned to a different game or spent those $10 that they were going to spend on your game, they spent them on pizza. So that's just the way it goes, and that's the uniqueness about the mobile platform.
So it's the same thing, but it's like supercharged,
yeah.
super fast.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a good description.
Good word. Well, we've also been asking people about the recruitment side of things. So we understand that developers are finding it tricky to find the right people for the right roles at the moment, which is interesting because there's been obviously a number of high-profile layoffs and a lot of people in the market, but people are still sort of struggling. Are you seeing anything like that reflected? And what about from your actual side of the fence, your industry? How's the recruitment thing going on there? Are there roles available? Or is there a dearth of talent in the market at the moment?
Yeah, I do find that a little bit surprising to hear, because like you said, there's been so many layoffs recently. There should be a huge pool of talent out there to recruit from. And I haven't had, obviously I'm not involved directly with our talent acquisition strategy, but I haven't had those signals from them. I know, and we always have upwards of 100 open positions at any given time. So it's not something that, thankfully, we've been confronted with so far.
I'm guessing you mentioned there was like 12,000 people at that.
That's right.
So international, are you like several places around?
Oh yeah. It's hard to talk about the entire group, but because it's so much. But just for player engagement, we have 5 big hubs globally. So we have I'm gonna go west to east. So Mexico City, Montreal, and Poland in a city called Katowice. Katowice. I have to pronounce that, otherwise I'm gonna get. And then we have Manila and Tokyo.
Gotcha. Okay. So, it being an international reach, we're an international conference. We're lucky enough to bring people in from all over the place. Why do you come to these kind of conferences? You said you just went to Gamescom as well. What's the benefit from your perspective?
Yeah, so it's networking, right? Like it's such a tight-knit community, the gaming industry. It's just great to talk to people and learn from them and exchange best practices and ideas about how to do things better. So for me, it's really about the networking.
Gotcha. And what about the rest of the year for Keyword Studios? Have you got stuff in the pipeline that you're excited to be working on and into 2014? 2024? 2014.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think what we're most excited about is that end-to-end solution, but on the player engagement side of things. So the combination between our player support services, HelpShift as a ticketing platform, and our proprietary language AI machine translation solution, which we're working on integrating, and it's getting closer and closer to being a final product that we can really roll out to the market. And yeah, we're really excited. We really believe strongly that this is going to be a game changer, that publishers across the world are going to be really intrigued by this. So yeah, continuing to build on that, developing our AI roadmap into 2024, and then yeah, I just took a new role as a strategic account manager, so supporting our biggest accounts, more strategic accounts with reaching their player support goals. So yeah, a lot of exciting things coming up.